Hey YouTube, I definitely didn't start without you. You have no evidence that I did, and I've been waiting for you guys patiently. I definitely didn't forget to click the button that starts YouTube separately from Twitch. I've never forgotten that before. I'll never forget that again. Definitely didn't. We're not even at the beginning. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about today. Um, God, and I've done something really nice. And we're gonna get to that. I think this episode's brought. Dude, for everyone on Twitch, I'm gonna redo everything. Let me live. This episode's brought to you by my patrons on Patreon. If you want to support the things that I keep doing, please remember to give me money on Patreon. It's from $1 a month. You can see the video that I'm making today. That is me putting books in my bookshelf. I have a 2 meter bookshelf. It's as tall as I am, and I'm going to be recording me putting all my books back and talking about the books I've put back. I'm putting that on Patreon. Yeah, I'm sorry for missing last month, by the way. I'm sorry for being away. I moved again. I live in a house now, which is great. Don't worry, it's not from YouTube money. I wish YouTube money bought me a house. No, I'm renting a house. Oh my God. The day YouTube money buys me a house, guys, it's going to be great. Anyway, yeah, today I'm going to talk to you about platform collapse. I think it's a really big topic. I think it's a really relevant topic that is pretty important for me today because there's a lot I've got to like add on and bring up. But I think we'll just start from where we always start. Welcome to today's episode of the Webcomics Hubcast, Season 3, Episode 11. Let's kick some butt. I'm going to be very censored today because my parents in the other room visiting. Anyway, so how is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? You living well? Does everyone like the thumbnail on YouTube that says "Never Ending Pain Train" underneath the Webtoon tweet? Because I love it. It took me 10 seconds to make, and honestly, it's one of my greatest works. I don't think I could ever top that. Not today, not this year, for sure. I've just been I've been reading. I've been gone for like what 2 3 weeks now. All I've done is um, all I've done is just prep stuff. Oh, Stream Elements is running a bot on YouTube. That's interesting. Didn't know that. Anyway, all I've been doing is just prepping stuff for you guys. What did I have to Google for the image? I Googled sad Elon. And then that's it. That's all I did. That's all I looked up and he showed up. Love it. It's perfect. Also, have you guys seen that now I have what do you call it? Have you guys seen that now I have subtitles hard baked in? It's actually the best. I love that you can do that. I love that um it's letting me set up like this little thing. I hope it makes things more accessible. One of the things I've learned a lot recently is just like accessibility is really valuable to build in, and having subtitles is just pretty important. Yeah, I tried doing so. Like the thing I'm using to do this, I think somebody tweeted about it. The thing I'm using to do this does not work on um it can send subtitles, the subtitle format to the platform. So if you're watching on Twitch, which I rarely ever do, but if you're watching on Twitch, you can literally click the subtitles button on Twitch and it works fine. But it's not standardized to work for YouTube. And I'm thinking of actually putting the work in to get it working on YouTube because I know there's a way for me to do that. Um, and I'm gonna look into doing that so that it can actually like work up, work so that I don't have to hard bake it. It can be a button you click. But for right now, deal with this. Thanks. Okay, laundry folder, cringe. Anyway, so today there's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about. I've missed a lot. I've not been talking about a lot, but I'm going to start off today's stream by talking about the one piece of news that basically hit probably most of the people who follow me on Monday. I now work in comics. Let's go, right? I work. I work in what's going on in my chat. Okay, whatever. I now work in comics. I work for Global Comics now, and I am free, really. I'm free. I'm no longer going to be. Does not know the word cringe? Does it not? It does know the word cringe. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh my god. God, why does it that like people wonder why I'm quitting and it's just like you have these sad children that follow you around. Like the substantial number of the things that happen in my chat whenever I'm really busy and I have to like um do a bunch of stuff is that I go into my chat and it's just a bunch of the sad kids from my school who can't leave. Good thing I'm quitting the job though. Good thing I'm quitting. Anyway, so yeah, I've quit. I'm now going to be working in comics. It's pretty great. And I'm going to be working for Global Comics, which I think we all saw that coming. You don't get invited to the VC. Kylie, just join. Kylie, just join the VC. I don't invite you because I just forget. I ping a random group of people. It's not an attack. People don't understand. We have a voice chat in the community. But sometimes we just talk about comics and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I'm saying this whole thing of me. Oh, you. Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll make sure to keep you in mind every time, Kylie. But yeah, I'm saying that I working for Global Comics now because like I think it's really important to bring up because I'm gonna have a lot of opinions. I'm gonna have a lot of opinions about a lot of platforms. You guys know how consistent I am. I think I'm pretty consistent. I think my opinions are pretty consistent, and I think my views on the industry are evolving, but they're never like I don't outright jump to some arbitrary conclusion. I try my best to keep my thread of logic that gets me from A to B consistent. And I'm saying that because, I'm going to talk about platforms today. And most importantly, I'm going to talk about the fact that I think certain platforms should end or be gone or be done with. And when I'm mentioning that, I wanted to be clear that my bias exists. I work for a Global Comics. They pay me money. Global Comics, not Global Congress. Anyway, I work for Global Comics. And that comes with, the innate. Yeah, it's official. I'm signed. I'm checked. I'm received. I'm planning a bunch of stuff that we're doing. You know, I am now officially the creator partner manager at Global Comics. So if you're a creator and you know creator friends and you want them to and you know creator friends, you want to convince them of Global Comics, or just you want to talk about things that you think would be better for creators, specifically from a creator perspective, so not community, not any of that stuff. The best place to you can just reach me, you can DM me. I'm going to show you guys my account on Twitter, and I'm going to try and make an account on every social media platform just so you know how to get to me. But here, this is my account on Twitter for work. It's called @KitA5. This is it. @Kit_A5. It's my account that I do everything from. So if you're a creator, you know other creators. The DMs are always open. Everything you want to tell me, anything you want to bring up, just put it in there. Which will also mean that sometimes I will be honest with you. It means that sometimes I will ask you questions for a story I'm writing that's also super relevant to what do you call it? It's also super relevant to my actual what do you call it? Also super relevant to like my actual work. Yeah, the Ace Attorney background. Oh my god. Um, yeah, I made it like a few days ago. I didn't know. I didn't know this was gonna happen. I thought we were gonna have Twitter for years to come. I didn't think we were gonna suddenly like lose our minds. But yeah, I'm the creator partner manager at Global Comics. If you want to reach out, you want to talk to me, you want to tell me something about comics you think I should know, you want to tell me something about the industry, I'm available. I work for them. They pay me. So when I talk about stuff, keep that in mind. I just want everyone to know my biases up front. because I do have a clear bias. Although I have been consistent about liking them, I wouldn't work for them if I didn't respect them. Um, but I think it's important for me to say just journalistic integrity and whatnot. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about platforms. And I'm going to start by talking about Twitter. Because Twitter is, look, I'm a Twitter regular, okay? Nothing's changed about my use of Twitter on a daily basis. Even with this rate limit, I'm going to find a way to somehow look at 600 tweets, at least 10,000 tweets a day. That's not going to change, okay? Because that's just who I am. I love Twitter. I have a blue sky at webcomicshub.co.uk because you can use your URL as an @ You know, I've got a co-host. I've got all the other stuff. Webcomics Hub basically everywhere else. But like, it's just, but like, it's just really weird. It's really weird to be living in the age of a platform, um, or my of a platform basically shooting itself in the face. Like it's just weird. And the thing is, but I was saying to people in my chat, I was like, back when I was a kid, platforms would just go like that, right? They would literally just like be gone forever. They would literally show up. They would literally be gone forever. You wouldn't even notice that. You would wake up one day. All you and all your friends be using Bebo, um, and then suddenly 2, 3, 4 weeks later, your friends would all move on to something else. Like I think it was what we used Friendster, then we moved to Bebo, then we moved to there was this online app, like all the online places that were like Club Penguin. The people in my school used them like social media. You know, it was we just kind of moved around a lot. Um, but I think it's been super weird how consistent we've been. We've been on the same Habbo Hotel stuff like yeah. We've been on the same social media apps for basically like most of our adult lives. To me, that's kind of insane. I don't know about you, but to me, that's super wild. And I think that as a result of that, we've kind of experienced these people offering us every possible thing they can while taking as much as they can from us. And the inevitability of that cycle of giving us things to kind of make us not look at the things they're taking away from us leads to a point where they will eventually take so much that we just kind of go, we're done. Right? And then we all kind of leave, like we're all doing now. We're all getting really tired of using Twitter. We're all going to our blue skies. We're all going to our whatevers, right? We're all going to our whatever social media platform. And I think that's happening as well with like our comics. We had that with Smack Jeeves, remember? Smack Jeeves shows up, really important, really relevant. It starts trying to it gives us a bunch of things to distract us, but starts taking away so much. And eventually we all just left, onboarded, and moved on to Webtoon and Tapas. But I think we're in the middle of another moment where we might be seeing a big shift because platforms are beginning to enforce that aspect of themselves, which is the part where they start taking stuff, right? Because what platforms do, it's really great, is that they give you a lot of stuff. Like I keep thinking about like early Twitter. In early Twitter, they would just give you, what do you call it? They would just give you a ton of. They would give you like a ton of clout. They promote your account a lot. If you were up on Twitter in the early days, you could become famous just by tweeting. That's how a lot of people became famous. Um, and then like, after a little while, they'd given a lot as far as they were concerned. People had gotten their money. People had gotten their money, right? People had gotten everything they wanted. And then the platforms went, okay, now while you're all distracted, I'm just going to slowly start to take away from you. I'm going to slowly start to take what I want. So Twitter and everyone started taking our data. And then after a while, they started taking after taking our data, they started taking our, it's not bots. I'm like 90% sure it's like the people, this, like look, one of the biggest problems of being a teacher is that like children will search you up a lot. One of the saddest parts about that is they will do that just to harass you, like for hours. It's what it is. You kind of just get over it. This has been like, this is why I didn't stream for 3 weeks, and now I'm quitting, so it's gonna be over eventually. But you get used to this. Being on most social media feels like, oh, it's a yeah. Children are weird, man. They'll full on harass you for months. I had kids from my high school that I taught at 3 years ago harass me for like 2 years. It's so crazy, and it's just because they're sad and they have no love. That's what it is. Uh, I remember someone found my math teacher's MySpace from when he was 15 and emo. Whoa. Being on most social media feels like being a frog in boiling water. I think being on most platforms is that, right? Like the platform introduces itself, it gives you an environment that you think is all right. And then slowly it starts to turn up the heat. Every platform has to do that. Because inevitably, if a platform, not has to, but every platform in our current environment does that. Because platforms don't all like set themselves up to grow at a sustainable rate, right? Like I keep thinking about how the growth of like Facebook and Twitter and stuff and it was just they wanted to be explosively growing. So they spent like tons and tons of money getting their name out there, tons and tons of money making the like building up infrastructure. Like as I said this a year ago, I was an investor in Twitter. Twitter was losing $200 million a year. We hadn't made a new product in like 10 years. Twitter was losing $200 million a year. There was nothing new on Twitter. It was not growing. It was not like growing in terms of product release. It was just trying to grow in terms of users at an impossible rate, which is insane. Can it be sustainable? Like there's a finite amount of people. It can be sustainable. That while there's a finite number of people, there is a cycle of people that will be interested or engaging with the platform. So it can be sustainable. But being sustainable also means being really slow. Like sustainable growth does not look interesting. Unsustainable growth looks interesting. You grow incredibly quickly. You take over everything. You become like the number one on every single metric, overnight. And everyone's on you. Like TikTok had unsustainable growth. God knows what's going on in their servers. But they grew big. They did it because they wanted to IPO all over the world. So like they wanted to go IPO. They wanted to make a ton of money. So unsustainable growth was necessary. But if you grow sustainably, it's really slow. It takes a long time. It's something you do and you just keep working at. And every year, instead of growing by like 300 or 400 or 500,000 people, you grow by like 20, 30, 40,000 people. It's just like a slow build, right? So it is sustainable. It's possible. How was the app development? I can't tell you how that's going. I don't think I'm allowed to talk about that. I don't know. I can ask a coworker, but I don't think I'm allowed to talk about that. I think I'm allowed to talk about that. Yeah, app questions are for Chris. Can I just be like good? I mean, it's good. It's a good place to work, so I'm gonna assume it's okay. There's not much to say on that. I mean, I use the app, so like I think it's always good. So like, there's not much to say. I've said that before though. I've said that like a few times before. So it is pretty good. Being like when you can do that. You can do that. I mean, no, you can't, but it'd be funny if you could. It seems that anytime you get investors or stocks, it just goes buck wild. Uh, yeah, kind of. It's actually quite true. It's actually quite true. Um, Whenever investors get involved, you kind of you kind of lose what do you call it? You kind of lose the company's ability to operate normally because 90% of the companies. Sorry, I was distracted. I was banning someone. 90% of the company's operation will be essentially relegated to profit gathering and not to goodwill because investors don't care about goodwill. Investors don't care about like investors don't care about um, anything other than making a profit. So it's kind of a weird thing that to kind of deal with. I keep thinking about the CEO of Dell talking about how like investors when Dell went public, the company could never make a good decision because any good decision it didn't make infinite profit, and it made investors angry, which would then tank the value of the company, which would then lose the company money, even though they were making a good long term decision. Another thing to think about is you can either keep moving as normally as you can either keep moving as normally when you can keep moving as normally when you get investments, or you can go wild and just spend it frivolously. You got to decide what is best use of new funds for long term growth. That is really true, and I think one of the things is in the tech industry we've been dealing with a group of people who coined the phrase "move fast, break things." That's the tech industry's whole deal: move fast, break things, right? When you move fast and break things, what happens is you break everything. Like, like the guy who made Tumblr's whole security strategy. In fairness to him, he was 16 when he made Tumblr. But his whole security strategy when he was running Tumblr as a company was, hey, just hack it, break it apart, and then tell me how to fix it or fix it yourself. Like the tech industry is built by people who have that mentality, but they're not 16-year-olds. They're like 30-year-old men who are being paid 4 times more than you will ever see in your entire life to make decisions, which is insane. And like, don't get me started on how Google works. The company that actively does that actively for a very long time would promote people just because they made a product. If you're ever wondering why there's so many dead Google products, Google and a lot of tech companies do this thing where if you make a product, even if the product fails, you get a promotion. And you get a big promotion. So you can start earning really big money. So Google Glasses will come up and then fail. But it's fine. The guy got paid a lot of money. You know, like that's why. That's like where that mentality comes from. It's insane. So like you got to remember, like in those environments, these people are operating. A lot of the employees are operating in self-interest because they have to, because the company doesn't care about them, and utilizing or manipulating the what you call it, manipulating the corporate manipulating the corporate rule set to their advantage. You know what I mean? That's what they're gonna do. I'm still upset that Marvel used AI. It's quantity over quality. When did they use AI? Well, we'll get to that. Anyway, so like think of a game that exclusive to the Stadia. Oh, all the games in the Stadia that are trapped. Yeah. uh later, 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 buddy. You said you were gonna come. Oh, the Secret Invasion's opening thing. Okay, cool. But yeah, no, when it comes to like platforms, like especially tech based ones, their whole deal is like to grow in a way that is typically unsustainable because what they're doing is prioritizing acquiring users over acquiring like a long term base level of safety. And when it's that kind of environment, you're gonna end up in a place where you get places like Twitter losing $200 million a year, and places like and big, very powerful places that should know what they're doing, making very stupid decisions. Which leads me actually on to the Webtoon TOS that I wanted to talk about. Webtoon TOS is the Webtoon TOS situation for me was a very annoying thing. If you were in the Discord, you probably saw my what do you call it? You probably saw my post about it like 2 weeks before I made the tweet. right? I think you probably saw you should have all seen it 2 weeks before I made the tweet because I posted on the 14th of June, letting you know that it was relevant. And like I'd read the entire TOS. I saw the whole thing. I'd read everything. And there's a reason why I didn't bring up the things that everyone else brought up on Twitter because they were stupid. And look, I have a lot of respect for some of the people who brought those things up on Twitter. They're my friends, some of them. They're lovely people. But Web2 was never going to steal your content. I need to keep, I hate saying this, but like, please never think a platform is going to steal your content. Because it denotes like a value to your content that is high, that they don't even imagine it to have. Not to say that your content is invaluable, but to the company, they don't think of you as that valuable. You need to remember that the way they would think of you is a lot less important. Hey, Thomas, um, you know, we're all right. We're trying. Webtoon ToS. The week is the week. And I never saw it as a steal your content thing. Just make banners without asking. Thing is, Hika, they've been doing that this whole time. They've been doing that this whole time. That's like Webtoon's number one thing. They make thumbs for people without telling anyone. No, we're not talking about Twitter posts. We stopped talking about Twitter posts for a little bit. Webtoon TS more like Webtoon POS. Come on. But no, like but no, like it's a situation where like that clause was unnecessarily panicky. But the thing for me that was really important was the arbitration clause. Because I'm gonna say this, and this isn't gonna change no matter who puts an arbitration clause where. Arbitration is they used to make you sign release forms. The page, that's news to me. The number of my friends that would just be like, they didn't tell me, I just had a banner, is unbelievable. The number of people who've said that to me is more than I can really state in like a way to read that's understood. Like it's a lot. It's a lot more than I can state. When I posted I didn't know they made you sign release forms. That's new. That's new to me. But no, like, God, I love when I get new information. But no, like as far as I know, they've always been doing that. Everyone I know has always told me, they just made a banner without telling me. Um, so that's actually really new to me. But no, when I made the post, when I was reading the entire TOS, nothing in there was scary but the arbitration clause. And I think it's really important for me to show you why. Which, if you wonder where I posted on social media, in the end, I ended up putting it on the Substack. Let me put the caption on this space. I ended up putting it on the Substack because I thought it was a good place to put it just so the article could actually be read and everyone could read it. And I even put a voiceover so people could actually listen to it and not worry about getting through the content. Here's what I wanted to show you, though. If you want to know why they changed the TOS, I'm going to show you the old TOS. I archived it just to be safe. The old TOS around section 17 looks like this. For context, by California law, a company can initiate an arbitration agreement with their users. They can do that, but they need to give you a 30-day notice from the moment you know about it. So from the moment you sign up to the website, or from the moment they make the change, they give you 30 days to tell them you're opting out of arbitration. This is the old arbitration agreement. It basically says, at the company's sole discretion, it may require you to submit any disputes arising from the agreement, including disputes arising concerning their interpretation, violation, invalidity, blah, blah, blah. Basically, it's an arbitration agreement, but it's only like 4 lines long, and it's basically inadmissible. Why? Because 1, they didn't give you the option to opt out, and 2, it has no water. And in fact, a lot of this TOS holds no water. It's like really weird how much of the TOS is really weakly worded. I imagine that this change was spurred on by the fact that their lawyers finally got to look at this and went, hey, there's some of this is all right, but we need to really strengthen this so that it can stand up to scrutiny in court because this is not enough. I'm pretty sure that's what happened there. And then, like, when you look at the new TOS, this is what it says now in the TOS for arbitration. It's gone from like a 4-line thing, right, to this much content. That's just arbitration. That's nothing else. And like they made this big change in large part for stuff like this because they recognized that one, their TOS was weak, and two, would not hold up in any court. And as a European, most of this wouldn't hold up anywhere. You know? And that's like a really important thing to think about. So So when it comes to what you call it, the TOS change, I'm pretty sure it was just to strengthen the TOS. But what they did, and what most companies do when they put an arbitration agreement is they actually kind of hide that. They don't tell you about it. So Discord put one, and they basically they told everyone about it to be upfront, but Discord actually reestablished the TOS again. They didn't tell anyone. So new account creators didn't know that was a thing until it was over, which sucked. But like every company has they're supposed to alert you. You're supposed to be reading the TOS regularly. And I should say for everyone who sent that email for TOS, you should know that like we'll probably have to send that email again, just to make it clear. But anyway, this TOS situation was to make their TOS actually have some legal weight. But the reason they wanted to have some legal weight is the reason is linked very much to what we've been talking about, which is these platforms have learned to recognize that they have no that they've given us as much as they can, according to them. In Webtoon's eyes, they gave us $3 million for nothing. Like not for nothing, but they gave us $3 million for free over multiple years. More than $3 million, in fact, right? Along with the Patreon agreement and the extensions, etc. They gave us a bunch of money for just to get more readers. They wanted their cost, their CAC to be really low, and they spend a bunch of money to keep it as low as possible, and it worked, and they're done. They've given us what they can give us, and now like the frog in the water, they're going to turn the fire up to kind of cook us, which is annoying. I think that's kind of where we're at. I think that's kind of what we're dealing with, and I think this TOS was just the first step in getting to those things. They've done the TOS to be strong enough that they no longer have to have these conversations with us. They can just do things, right? Like Webtoon no longer has to send you that release form. They can just make a banner, which isn't a big deal. But it just means that they now have a power to do stuff with minimal oversight from us. They can't tell us what we're doing. When we complain, it can make them a little bit annoyed, but it's not going to do much. And look, somebody on Twitter was telling me something about how, no, I think when a platform does something wrong, we should complain, we should be angry. And I don't really see the point in that. Because anger is for when a platform or when a person still cares. Like, I get angry at my friends, I get angry at my family because I still care about them and I still care about what they think about me, right? And I think we all get angry at things because we still care. And we hope that those things still care about us. I think when a platform continually does things to undermine your well-being as a user of that platform, you've got to start thinking to yourself what your long-term plan is in terms of engaging with that platform. I'm a big advocate for the fact that you should post everywhere. Post literally everywhere, right? Put your content in as many places as possible. Because I think it's really important for you to give yourself the out if something changes. Give yourself the out if an environment becomes inhospitable. Because let's think like Tapas did, what, like 10 years ago, whatever, 5 years ago, when they just suddenly made it so that they had right of first refusal to other people's work. They removed that. But when they did that, people left immediately. Because when a platform makes decisions like that, it's not for you, it's for them. When a platform makes decisions like the arbitration agreement, it's not for you, it's for them. And if you don't know why I'm saying that about the arbitration agreement, I'm going to give you the Cliff's Notes of the arbitration agreement. This is now the 5th time I'm doing it, so that everybody knows. Oh yeah, Twitter being God is the worst. I'll get to that. Anyway, I'm going to give you guys the Cliff's Notes of the arbitration agreement one last time, just so that everyone understands what the problem is for me. And I'm going to show this big ball of text, but I'm gonna try and just make it simple, easy. Basically, right? If you wanted to dispute anything with Webtoon, this is any legal problem, any claim, any equitable claim, any dispute you want to make, you have to actually email the Webtoon's Korean head. So you have to actually email Webtoons Corp DL Legal, which will be read, which is a legal department in Korea. It will be read by the people in Korea. So whenever they did, and you would basically have to wait. You would basically have to engage in informal negotiation for 60 days. Remember, this is regardless of your local laws, right? So you engage in an informal negotiation for 60 days from the moment you post the notice, which means if you have a problem with them, you're going to wait 2 months. Because let's face it, no one in an informal conversation tries to resolve their problem by giving you what you want. So you'd wait for 2 months, give or take, right? If that wasn't settled, you would then have to take advantage of the mediation and dispute and arbitration agreement of California and have to engage in that in California. You can't do the mediation location easy in California, as in like you have to zoom in there or fly there. Those are your options. So you're going to be working on California time regardless, right? And and this will be with an arbitrator or a mediator that typically they've paid for. By the way, if you lose, you might have to pay for that mediator too, just so we're clear. And you also waive your right to act as a class. So let's say we find out that every single Webtoon Canvas creator's comics was being fed into an AI against your will, right? And you wanted to go up against Webtoon. You would have to do that one by one, disputing one by one. We could never operate as a class. We have to do that individually, or else nothing would happen. And the arbitrator would make that decision in the end. So each one of us would have to go make an argument one by one, and the arbitrator can make whatever decision they want to make, even if it's illegal, for context. Arbitrators can literally say you do something that's illegal, but you have to abide by it, but it gets into a whole thing there. Being fed into an AI. Let's say they were being fed into an AI. They're not, but let's say they are. Let's say they were. You wouldn't be able to basically fight that. You wouldn't be able to fight that as a group. You'd have to fight that individually, which sucks. And also, if you needed to arbitrate as a group, so even if you wanted to arbitrate as a group, said, okay, 30 of us want to arbitrate, you would basically have to enter into this group conversation, still do individual one-on-one conversations, go through multiple stages, and this will take longer than the average lawsuit would take. That's actually insane to me. All of this stuff takes longer. Takes not longer than the average lawsuit. It takes about as long as a lawsuit like this would take, because all of these situations take a long time. And again, arbitrators can make whatever decision they want to make, and often they are paid for by Webtoon, which is insane. Because it means you will basically be sitting there while somebody who is a paid stooge for a company makes a decision about you and what is correct for you. Like it's so dumb. They only allow some of the hearings to be telephonic, so that means only some hearings would be able to happen online or over the phone. Otherwise, everything else would have to happen in person. So if you had like a $10,000 or more, if you had a $10,001 or more claim against them, for example, you would have to go to California. You don't have a choice. Oh, and also, unlike a statute of limitations for a legal situation, you would have to dispute this within 1 year. So most legal things can have a statute of like 3 or 4 years. You have to dispute this in that year. So if you're traumatized from whatever they've done to you, you've got that 1 year. Good luck. So please remember to opt out. I've given all the explanations of how to opt out in the Substack article. It's here. Whenever I'm posting stuff like this, I always put it on the Substack and in the Discord. So please sign up to both so you get it. But I just wanted everyone to know that's why I don't like it. That's why I think it's a problem. And the arbitrator, yeah, like Paige said, the arbitrator can literally be like, you live in Indonesia? I'm sorry, you have to come here right now or else. Like, to me, that's insane. But that's just That's like that's them beginning to enforce their rights on a level that I don't think is bad, but I think we should be able to fight against. We should be able to push back against. And we all did a really good job shouting about the problem, and we all did a really good job emailing. I hope we all emailed. Again, that template is there. Please send the gosh dang email. Okay? It's really important that you send the email. Okay. And also, don't worry if you're just joining new. You can send the email 30 days from the moment when you agree to the contract, to the clause. So if you make a new account today, you can send an email for that account with all the information that same day, and you'll be good. Okay? You should not be engaging in arbitration, not be dealing with that at all. It's not fair on you. You deserve a lot better than to be fighting a multi-million-dollar company in arbitration court. When you in the arbitration room, where you can fight them in court and they can lose. They're not required to respond. Just doing it is all you have to do. Doing it is all you have to do, because once you opt out by sending that email within 30 days of the date you first agreed to the agreement. So from the day you click that agree thing on Webtoon, you've opted out. As long as you have that email evidence of that, you're good. So what would happen if you had to take them to court would be they would say, no, you have to engage in arbitration, right? And then you would produce this email and say, I agree to the terms on this date, right? Which they should have emailed you when you agreed to the terms, when the terms became live. So the terms would usually be live whenever this was running, which is June. So they said last updated June 27th. So whenever this becomes the new TOS, and you have to agree to it, which I think it currently is now, which we can see if we go to terms. June 27th. So whenever that happened, you had 30 days from then, June 27th. I know they updated the next line the day after, but give or take June 26th, 27th. As long as you did it within 30 days of that day, you're good. If you did it before, it's okay. You still did send the email in time. So you can resend it if you're worried, but it should be fine. What would happen is they will say that, and then you will produce the email and be like, look, here's evidence of the fact that I opted out, and then you can proceed to the legal case. That's usually what would happen. Whether they accept it or not is their problem. It's one of the reasons why you need to put things like your full name and your address and things like that. Is to make sure that it identifies you exactly. Because then the legal case is you versus them, or your class versus them, not, not them wondering if you actually are the person who sent that email. Okay? Cool. But yeah, sorry for long legalese, but the long and short of things here is just like, the platform is enforcing itself in a way that I don't agree with, but it's enforcing itself in a way that was inevitable. We should all make sure that we are consistently taking advantage of the fact that we can opt out of things that we don't want to be involved in. We should also remember the fact that there are other places that we can go to. Like, please remember that. There are multiple platforms. Post in as many places as possible. Really important that you do. I cannot stress this enough. Okay? You need to give yourself the best chance possible to be able to move quickly. To that end, I'm working on some things that might help people with my current job, in case you wanted to come to me. But yeah. Thomas, what did they change? Webtoon basically did a lot of things that I don't like. One of the things they changed with the agreements was they made it so that they can just utilize your comics for banner ads and whatever without your permission, because you posted it on the platform. And the second thing they did was they initiated what's called an arbitration agreement. So let's say, Thomas, that you found out that the CEO of Webtoon was stealing money from you. You could sue him. You could sue the company, right? But an arbitration agreement means they will hire a guy who will look at the evidence and agree on who did wrong. And that's the guy's job. And the thing is, the guy can make any decision he wants to make. If you've ever watched those judge TV shows, that's usually an arbitration agreement. That's why it's on TV. They agree to be televised for the arbitration, and that's how they get to have court cases on TV. Anyway, so it's an arbitration agreement, essentially. It's an arbitration agreement where you are forced to engage with that arbitrator. And that doesn't sound too bad, but remember, this guy's paid by the company. He can make whatever decisions he wants to make, and you have to do all that in California. So you either have to be awake on the California time, or depending on the size of the claim, you may have to fly out to California to engage or lose automatically, which I think is a wrong thing to do, to engage or push people into. So there's an email for you to send if you want to opt out. It's on the Discord. It's in a Substack. You can go read it. You can go do all the email stuff. Hope that clears it up for anyone who was a little bit confused with all the things we kind of threaded together and makes it really simple. Yeah. Also, I want you to know that I'm probably never going to show global comics on here, just because I don't think that's right. I'm supposed to be a journalist, and I tell you my biases so that you know them, but like I'm probably never going to tell you, hey, join my platform. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's right. I'm not here to lie to you and push things on you. I want you to make decisions with the evidence that we have at hand. But it also means that when I talk about global comics, I'm not writing the stories anymore. I'm actually probably going to start paying my producer to write that too. Because I just need someone to write it so that I can remain unbiased and I can report on this meaningfully. Anyway, that's just so that everyone knows what's going on with that. What else is there? Cool. Let's talk about Twitter now. So guys, the rate limit is really funny, and I think it's absolutely hilarious because the entire reason they're doing the rate limit is to save money, and that's the best. Oh, let me just see. Someone said something in chat. Oh, Art Crumbs, good idea. That's a good perspective to take. The one reason I tend not to talk about other platforms. Yeah, I agree. You reached the limit in 10 minutes on Twitter? Wait, what? Dude, I don't have the limit. I've been looking at tweets all day. None of my tweets are limited. I mean, I'm okay looking biased. I should say I am biased. I should say really quickly. Guys, I'm biased. I'm fully biased all the time, but I'm not recommending you to you because I'm biased. I'm not recommending to you because I don't think it's good for a journalist to recommend products. I'm fully biased because as a journalist, if I want to talk about the truth, I have to be biased. That's a requirement. Bias is necessary to tell the truth. Like, I just need to be real. But also, guys, I'm scrolling Twitter fine. Who's my bias? My bias is Jung Cook. I don't know who that is, but I've heard that name before somewhere on Twitter. Guys, I'm scrolling Twitter fine. I'm not rate limited at all. What are you talking about? Look at me. I'm good. Like I'm living. Oh, look, it's a Hank Green tweet. Okay, go. I love him so much. Anyway, I'm secretly verified. Dude, I wish I was verified. But no, I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. Where's the rate limit, bro? I'm scrolling. All right. Something went wrong. Oh, is that the rate limit? Yo, that's the rate limit, right? No, it's not. Wait, no. I'm free. I'm unburdened. I'm unbroken. Yeah, I know there's a guy called Rap Monster because he was on Soul Town Road, the Old Town Road BTS crossover song, which is one of my favorite songs because I love everything Old Town Road. Dude, I am unchained. I am cringe and free. Fear me and my infinite tweets. Yo, I'm living. I'm never gonna be Twitter defied. I'm never gonna be Twitter deprived. Yeah, people can check their profiles, but you know what I am? Unbound. I'm unbound. You see this tweet? I am unbound, untouchable. This is so stupid. Oh my god. I'm untouchable. Guys, I will never run out of Twitter. I can continue to engage. But just because I might eventually run out of Twitter. Oh, this is the thumbnail. Okay, yeah, sure. Let me see. Let me just do there. Remember, I have a blue sky. I have a blue sky. It's at Webcomics Hub.co.uk. I got a blue sky. Who wants an invite code? Actually, I have one. Who wants an invite code? I just realized I have two. I have two, so I can give one out now. Yeah, you don't know about Soul Town Road, the Old Town Road ex BTS cover. Is it good? I mean, it's fine. It's it's just work. It's got problems. It's loading a little slow right now because everyone's on it. But also, it's got like discoverability for problems. It's hard to find new things, but you do your best. That's just settings. So these are my two accounts. It's already got multi-account mode, and this is my invite code list. So if you wanted to use it, I can DM it to you. Can you have the second one? Yeah, sure. You can have the sec. You can have the second one. I think I already gave you one though. What you want another one? What you want another one? What's wrong with you? God, Twitter is going into collapse. But no, like you know what gets me about Twitter going into collapse? It's like this is like my primary platform. This is my primary platform. I can't use anything else. I've tried using Instagram. It sucks. I've tried using everything. The only thing that's ever been able to replicate the feeling, a glowing cogwheel? Bro, I can't see a glowing cogwheel anywhere. Oh, it's gone. Okay. But yeah, no. The only things to be able to replicate like the feeling of Twitter has been Blue Sky. Instagram is so bad. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. I tried. Guys, I really did try. Kiki, DM me on Discord. I really did try, but Instagram is awful. I have a Tumblr. I have a Tumblr actually. We have a Tumblr. I think only one person found my Tumblr. Paris found our Tumblr. Paris found the Tumblr. Didn't you, Paris? Oh my God, Tumblr on the front page has it coming from Twitter. Sign up. Line. Mastodon is awful. It's a terrible user experience. And for me, it's just like, where are artists going to go now? Where are we going to? How did you find my Twitter? My Tumblr, sorry. Okay, so two people found my Tumblr. Great. Um, but no, like Mastodon is terrible. It's literally awful. Mastodon is like it's like coming to your friend's house and he's like, I've got this cool board game to show you. And it's like Cards Against Humanity X xylophone X what do you call it, Mongolian throat singing in one video game. And that's what you have to do. Like that's what it feels like using Mastodon. It's awful. It's a terrible experience. Can't imagine anybody actually making anything with it. Someone finding my Tumblr is legitimately stressed me out. Like, where else are we gonna go? Where else is there to go? I went to Kara.app. Yeah, Blue Sky feels like an industry con because it's just people talking how much better they are than Twitter. And also, artists would just have to talk. Will just stop drawing for free in social media and disappear. Thanks, Thomas. That's the move. That's definitely what we need to do. Also, Thomas, I've been reading the comic you sent me basically every other day for some reason. And I realize now it's because it reminds me of another comic that is, but it looks a lot better. So I hope you're still pitching that. Anyway, there's my Tumblr, by the way. But no, like I don't know. I don't see Instagram's terrible. Twitter is off. Twitter is gone now. Like it's literally unusable. Apparently, unless you're me. Unless you're me, you can't use Twitter well. Oh, where's the book? Where's the book? Oh, it's gone. Okay. There was a book literally like 2 seconds ago. I wanted to show people. It's gone now. But like, Twitter is gone. Apparently Elon's chosen one, so I can scroll infinitely forever. Nothing in my way, nothing stopping me, never ending, never stopping, always powerful. 105 tweets more, please. Right? Tumblr feels awful to use. Like, I don't understand how to use this platform. Why are you following me? Okay. I don't understand how to use this platform. Like, I make a post and it doesn't do anything. And like, I guess it's because I don't get how to use it. because there's nothing wrong with the platform. It's me. I'm the wrong demographic. I have a TikTok, but that's not a social media platform. It's hell. Um, I didn't do it on purpose. Post it on Medibank. It's definitely worth it, Thomas. Or if you're still looking to publish it, Thomas, don't worry. I'll DM you later. Anyway, to be honest, original stuff doesn't do well on Tumblr, which is a bit sad. What's the point of Tumblr then? Okay, fine. Tumblr's dead. Then what about a co-host, which everybody keeps telling me to join, and I know nothing about? Where is it? Co-host there. I have an account on there, by the way. Let's see. Where's my login? What's my login? Yeah, it did. It crashed today from people joining. The thing is, I have an account, so I'm good. The sign-up process crashed. I'm good. But like, I've co-host. I don't get how it works either. I feel so old when I open these platforms because nothing makes sense. Like none of it is simple. None of it follows what I'm used to. Because this feels like I'm looking at a Tumblr post. This is long like a Tumblr. This is Tumblr. Yeah, they try so hard to get you, to push you into buying ads to get your stuff seen, which is crazy. And then I go on, I haven't even been on Hive. Like, this is how you know it's been a long time. I haven't been on Hive, sorry, in forever. If everyone remembers Hive Social, let's check out what's going on Hive Social. Let's see how it's going over there for those people. Because last time I used Hive Social, it was the most underbaked application I've ever touched in my life. Like, how is he taking away the only thing that worked? You got hit with the triple Twitch. Look, man, I'm trying. YouTube, I finally figured out how to remove the ads from YouTube. Twitch, not letting me. They just won't let me. They won't let me go. It's like the worst over there. I'm genuinely. Somebody asked me to go stream on Kick, and I told them to go drop in a link. But like, I think I'm just gonna focus on YouTube because Twitch is killing me. Twitch is taking me away. They're making me not want to join. You know, I'm like I was talking to someone. They were like, "Oh, well, but at least you make money on Twitch and YouTube, right?" I have made more money on YouTube than I will ever make on Twitch. Like I cannot express this enough. So when they brought this up to me, I decided to finally go do like a last like 200 days audit of my Twitch, just to see how much money I had made, see what my total revenue was over the course of the entire time. Twitch telling me about the Hyundai keychain. Okay, yeah, we don't stand them. But no, like somebody was asking me, I was like on Twitch. I think the sum total money I've ever made on Twitch in the entire lifetime of my Twitch use is like $800, $700. I've made more money than that from Patreon. Like it's just because of how terrible it is a platform. It's absolutely the worst. But let's go see what's happening over. I don't know if anyone's using Hive Social. The last time I was on there, straight up nudity first day that I was forced to see that I did not want to see. It was unconsensual. It was annoying. It was stressful. So I'm hoping to God that it's better. I'm hoping to God that it's better. YouTube made more for me than Twitch ever did, and GC's quickly catching up. See, that's good. See, these are all good things to hear, right? At least there's places. I'm here trapped on. Somebody just followed me on Twitter. They don't know that I'm talking about leaving. Poor person. But no, oh, Hive Social won't let me in. Oh no. Oh yeah, and Hive Social still doesn't have I don't think they still have a desktop application. So there's no way to like log in to their website on like your computer. It's all the mobile app, which is the worst because if you want to do work, like when I'm tweeting for this stuff, it's quicker to make a tweet on my on my it's quicker to make a tweet on my computer than it is for me to do any of this. Oh, okay. It's telling me to create a Hive account. Okay, this is not what I want to see. I don't want to create a Hive account. I just want to sign in. I oh yeah, Hive doesn't save your phone number. So your email address. So if you make an account with Hive, it doesn't save it on like your phone's social media thing. Yeah, because like that's actually kind of a wild thing to say, Paige. Which actually reminds me, I needed to ask, like, how are people feeling right now about Webtoon? Like, while I'm trying to get logged into Hive, this is a genuine point. I want you to really put everything you're feeling into words because I'm going to read all of it. But how are we feeling? What are our thoughts? Right? Don't feel bad about whatever you say. And also, while we're here, what are your thoughts about everyone else? Like, I put out that tweet the other day where I was like, show me the DMs you've been getting from platforms. What are our thoughts right now about the platforms we've been getting hit up by, about the ones that we're using? Why are we using them? Just hit me up. Tell me what you want to say. Inundate me. I'm going to read all of them now because I need to get onto Hive, and I also wanted to get to this topic anyway. I feel like because for me, right, I'm not feeling satisfied with anything right now, but that's me. Yeah, so many people are on there just for their clientele. Damn, like you're right. Like I think about how much I don't want to go anywhere else because everyone at least knows how to read a tweet. Webtoon and Tapas seem pretty oversaturated, especially when it comes to imports, and discoverability is trash on both sides, I think. Honestly, Demi, I agree with you on the discoverability problems. I think discoverability problems are always going to be an issue on a platform that prioritizes its front and center content, and doesn't want to grow anyone organically there quickly. Like they want people to grow because everyone I know who's doing well in modern Webtoon is doing well as a result of outside forces. Back when Webtoon started, it was a very consistent thing that you were a creator who did well and became big on Webtoon because you were making content on Webtoon. I think about how, and I think about how like an old friend of mine used to make content really quickly on there, and she grew. You could grow with volume. Um, you could grow with quality. You could grow with a lot of things. Now it feels like if you're not hitting a very certain niche set of things, you never grow because you never get promoted, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, you can funnel things, but they're only good at funneling because they're widely adopted, right? Like YouTube is a great video platform because it's got good features, but YouTube is mostly a great video platform because it's widely adopted. If I tell you to go watch a video online, you're going to go to YouTube. I think Webtoons have reached that point. I want so badly to leave Webtoon. I feel trapped though, since it's my largest platform. I think I'm going to offer some very like neutral advice about as much as I can. Although I should be very upfront with you. I am biased. Um, leave. If you want to leave a platform, leave, but have an exit plan. Every time you leave somewhere, it doesn't matter where you're leaving, have a strong exit plan that prioritizes your ability to gain as many of the people or as many of the resources as you used to have in your new environment. That's what you should always do. I would recommend I would recommend some strategy of slowly siphoning people across, like what Kick is doing for Twitch. That's what people typically do. If you want to leave, that's your strategy. But you've got to play the game, which means sometimes the game could take a year. Yokani. Hey, Yoka. Actually, really good to see a new person here. I appreciate your presence. Very burnt out on Webtoon, going on my fourth year of posting there, and it's wild that discoverability is so bad. We don't even have a basic tagging system. You know, Yoka, I don't think tagging systems are always good. I don't always think they're good. I think they're very valuable, but I don't always think they're good because they often affect um, like the way a platform prioritizes content, which I don't like. Like what it did to Tapas when it became this like BL landscape, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you've ended up in a situation where the meta of the platform is just BL. And I would love it to be more varied. Let's see. Kiki going, not getting hit up by anyone, lol, but what I feel about Webtoon right now is just, it sure is there, existing. I indeed use it because it's the most popular, very valid. Webtoon promoted me 3 times in the first few months when they took some of my ads. It's okay. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Kylie. I can give a good opinion as I only worked for Webtoons, but I was never a customer. I never got much into reading Webtoons compared to manga, which I kind of used manga decks to read and buy. Cool. That makes a lot of sense. And then Paige going, I'm getting my entire backlog on GC before asking him to switch over. Asking the readers to switch over. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Good. That's a good exit plan. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's not everything, in my opinion. I think I'm going to give you guys a very genuine exit plan that I think is the most solid exit plan for any platform. If you ever think about leaving or you want to migrate your primary to a different location, I'm going to tell you exactly what you do. First thing, you simulpost, simulcast. That's what people do, right? But the main thing you want to do is when you've reached content parity with every other platform that you're on, you need to start favoring one. So you're posting earlier on one, or you're posting additional frames on one, or you're posting additional content in one place. You need to start really small as well. You want to get your most fervent readers and supporters moving across, right? And then slowly, you want to make the changes and differences bigger. So this is like a 6-month plan, but the first 3 months, you want to ensure that you're giving small things, but the last 3 months, the changes become bigger and more drastic. By like month 7 or 8, you can then like do something big, like go, oh, the chapter is going to be there a week early with additional content that won't be here, but you'll get it to later. Like that's when you move into that more ultimatum thing. But that's for people who want it. I don't think everybody needs that. I think everybody has different needs right now. And like Paris is saying, even though she got burned out bad recently, her popularity on the platform has been very valuable for her. So that's good. And I'm glad you're getting fans, Paris. You make a really good comic. I've told you this before. Your comic as it is right now in its current environment is print worthy. And I'm not saying that lightly. I'm not saying that because I'm biased. You know full well that if I thought it was garbage, I'd call it garbage. Your comic right now is print worthy, which I think is really awesome. And if the beginning was remastered to be like this for a full volume, I'm number 1 on that purchasing list. Thomas saying, my experience with Webtoon, at least, it feels like a platform that really does not try to promote quality or things of interest. Seems like they only want similar stories at the top, and my guess is that they have people working inside with a very similar taste. I wouldn't even say that, Thomas, because I've met a few editors from Webtoon. They're all very different, wildly different tastes. I think what's happening is just like there's a desire, there's 2 competing desires occurring in the platform. There is a desire for consolidation. The best way to be the number 1 platform that owns everything is to make the content that the number 1 readers are reading. And the number 1 readers of comics are young women. No, sorry, women. Typically older, actually, but also young women. And young women are regularly pushed by society to read certain kinds of content, although that's becoming less a thing, that was always a thing, right? Being pushed to read certain kinds of content. And those people typically read romance content. That's why it has the biggest number of clicks. That's it. It was romance drama, and those have the biggest number of clicks. And it's stuff where they get to enjoy a piece of content and not feel ashamed of it, not feel ashamed, upset, not feel unwelcome. And that's why they like that stuff. And so you end up in a situation where the number 1 top set kind of things that people love on the platform are the same thing because the demographic has been pushed one way, and because the platform doesn't want to attract a wide variety of people. They want the most popular powerful group, like the most powerful group of people on YouTube are children, like under 14, not even under like 16. They're the most powerful group of people on YouTube. So YouTube pushes their content. But what most platforms do to avoid this problem that we're talking about is they create an algorithmic environment where, while the most popular content is what they push the most, as a user, you have an algorithmic bubble, so to speak, where you only see the thing that you care about. And also, that's in comics in general, across the board. Doesn't matter what country you're in, doesn't matter where you are, Thomas. The number one push readers of comics are women, which is insane. Like, not insane about it, I mean like just the numbers they put are insane. Because when young women especially are reading a comic, because they're looking for an environment where they're not judged, they're not treated like garbage, right? And often they find that in places like shoujo manga or in places like whatever women are reading, are Betty and Veronica, just even in regular comics, they do often find that. And those people push the envelope. Those people are the biggest consumers of content in that space. Men buy a lot of the same kinds of comics, so they think they're the biggest users because their comics often tend to be very widely popular. But that's just because the people who go into production, who make the movies and who make the films and who make the games, are men. The people who that doesn't mean those are the most popular comics. It's a really weird thing. There was a post recently, like 2 days ago, of a comic book store saying, "Don't wear a T-shirt with a DC or Marvel character logo unless you can name what universe that character is from." That's so stupid. What if I just bought a Flash shirt because I liked it and I didn't know who the Flash was, and I just wanted to get into that, so went to the comic book store, and now I feel ostracized. That's the comic space in general. It's very ostracizing to young women, which often leads them to read very specific kinds of content. But they are the biggest readers of comics. It's insane. Men think they're more than they're 50% or more purely because they also control production and they also control like movie production, and they also control a lot of the industry that funnels comics to big screens, to toys, to video games. So men think that they're a bigger majority than they actually are. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, it's a very Webtoon used to have this thing where they would list top comics by age and sex, by age and sex. And you would see the top comics on the platform were always things that were top with women in their 20s and 30s. Like, that was where the top stuff was. Or women's in their 10s and 20s. That's where the top stuff always was. Like, Lore Olympus basically rocketed through the sky because it was just women in their 10s and 20s loved it. Women in their 30s loved it. Yeah, comics are gatekept by really weird people. Most people are normal, but I don't think they know how weird the weird people in the community can really get. But yeah, it seems everyone's feeling neutral to bad about Webtoon, which is great. I would recommend that you try your best to not join a platform because you hate everyone else, though. Please make sure you find a reason to like it. Otherwise, you just end up in the same place you are now, but in a new location. When I picked my pull list, they were quizzing me about the comics I picked up. Why? Why people quiz people? What is this? What's this never-ending exam that comic people live in? There was a male creator I was talking to at an industry party, and he had said something to the effect of, "It must be easy for you to grow in the industry since you can offer what a man can't." What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? I feel like that's just men when they see women interested in something, give her a whole questionnaire. No, it's not just Webtoons. In fact, Webtoons has the number one read superhero comic in the world, but comics are just women dominated, really, in terms of like readership volume. Are you sure it's quizzing and not Turbo Nerds with boundary issues? This is the thing, Kylie. I would think that it was Turbo Nerds with boundary issues had I not noticed that they don't quiz me. They never quiz me Like they never come up to me and say, "Hey, what issue are you buying? Why are you buying it? Who's in it?" They just go, "Hey, I see that you really like the Flash. Do you want to see the Flash number 45,000?" And I'm like, "Yes, I would love to read the story where the Reverse Flash, who's probably now named some guy named Atticus Donaldson, um, comes in and ruins the new Flash's life." Wild. It's wild sometimes. Like I remember I bought Saga and I was talking to this lady who ran a comic book store. Saga is this awesome sci-fi fantasy comic, and I bought it. And like she was super nice, super friendly, but some guy came in and like was essentially trying to have her explain to me what Saga was. I'm like, she runs the store. What are you doing? What? Yours? Oh, You know what? That's a good comic book store. I think my current comic book store in my area that I now live in, he doesn't speak. The guy who runs it doesn't speak. The guy who currently works at my current comic book store, I knew him when I was a kid. He does not speak. The man just kind of stands there, and you just look around, pick stuff up. I think I bought Death of Superman from him once. It was pretty good. I love comic book stores when they don't speak to you. I love it. It's my favorite. When I go into stores and people don't speak to me, I love it. It's my favorite thing about stores. You like the Runaways? You definitely want to read Avengers Arena. Lol. I wish that was true. Sorry, someone came in and asked me a question. Anyway, dude, I want a bigger comic. I want to go to a comic book store more, but like the only comic stores I get are my tiny one that only sells old DC and Marvel comics and Forbidden Planet, which I'm not going to. I refuse to go to Forbidden Planet. I refuse to go. I can't do it. I can't do it because I feel like if I do it, I'm gonna buy too much stuff. Do you know how many comics I'm waiting on right now? I literally ordered like four. I'm losing it, guys. Like, there's comics all over this room. There's comics everywhere in this room. The floor is currently covered in comics. I have a giant bookshelf to fill. I can't keep buying comics, but I need to keep buying comics. People need to. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Don't say that to me, Kat. I can't do this. I can't keep buying comics. I mean, I can. I actually have more storage space now, but don't encourage me to buy more. I don't need Jesus. Everyone's trying to ruin my financial record, man. My bank just like I'm still waiting on Ava's Demon book 1 and 2, and the Iron Circus X Higher H Bomber Guy comic. And what else am I waiting on? I bought a copy of Achewood. I bought a volume of Achewood because finally I found an affordable one. Um, God, Jesus Christ, I'm still waiting on that. Oh, and I bought this. Actually, let me show you guys this. Let me show you guys this. I bought something interesting that I think you would all be very interested in. So this is from Ren Sensei. Ren Sensei made a tweet. Um, Ren Sensei made a tweet that was very interesting to me because he showed me a comic format that I've never seen. I think it'd be good for us to actually have this conversation. He showed me a comic format that I've literally never seen in my life. And I think it would be really cool to show you if I can find the actual thing. Okay, cool. Because I'm waiting on like 9 things. I've done something wrong somewhere, but I'm never gonna like fix it. So I've just kind of given in. I've just kind of given in really to the fact that what I've done wrong, I'm just gonna live with. Let me see if I can find this Taobao link from like, oh, there. Okay. So a few like hours ago, guys, this is literally an 8 hour ago tweet, by the way. I'm on Twitter having the time of my life. And Ren Sensei makes this tweet. Love Ren, by the way. Ren's so cool. They make this tweet, this printing format from China, from a Chinese comic. Here it is. And they even post the Weibo link. So I go around and keep looking for this comic. And I finally find this comic's name, right? Guys, you're all beautiful people. Stop saying that you're not. Move, please. This is not true. Anyway, so I find this comic. What was that? What was that encouragement? It's true. I mean that. I find this comic, and I can't read any of it. This is all Chinese. Guys, I don't know if you know this secretly. I don't speak Chinese. I can read very little Hangul because I've been taking Hangul classes. I can read Greek. I can speak some Greek. I can speak some French and English, and a very small amount of Spanish. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? There I am. Anyway, so I find this book. No idea what it's called, no idea where it is. Messing around, looking around. And then Ren Sensei sends me this link to a website called Kwaikan Manhwa. This is the Chinese manhwa website, right? And this is the comic pack, essentially. You get this, you get these 2 stickers, you get these 2 art pieces, these 2 buttons. I think this is a bottle opener or a bookmark and another art piece. Really cool stuff. And it only costs, it's a yonkoma. No, it looks like a 4-koma. It almost looks like a yonkoma, yeah. And it only costs 49 yuan. 49 yuan for context is like $5. Okay? Maybe 6. So I'm interested. I'm intrigued. This looks like a wonderful purchase. I want to get it. I want to get it so badly. This person got it, and I think it came with a phone case as well for them. They're showing how big the box is, and I'm interested. I'm buzzing. So I go into Taobao. And I finally pick this up. You see this? This is my Taobao. This is what I purchased from Taobao. It cost me 40 yuan, which is about $6, $7. I bought the entire thing. I bought everything. It's coming. I got the book. we're in money, kids. I'm gonna unbox this. We're gonna do this on stream. We're gonna check this out on stream. Because I thought I could not buy it. I could not buy it. If you see more interesting Chinese comics for me to get, let me know. Because this is such an interesting little format. And I don't even know what it's about. I think the comic is called like Guwei Nanting. I think this is the name of the comic. Because the publishing company is called Mofei Flower City Publishing House. So this is the thing, Guwei Nanting. And the best part is I didn't even need to verify anything. I had Ren went into the DMs on Taobao and verified that it's legit. So we're good. We're good, kids. Let's go. We got the Chinese comic. Yeah, I think this is a very interesting format. I want to feel it and see it physically because I want to see if it works. This is one of those things that looks really striking in an image, but does it actually work? Am I actually following along? These are the questions I have because the thing is, I've said this before. I've said to print like this before. Must have been 10 years ago. No, it must have been 5 years ago now, right? And I've said to print like this before. But when I was told, no, this isn't a thing you would do. It looks awful. That's what they told me. But I'm rethinking. But I want to see if it actually works. I want to see what it works best with. Exactly. Because and this is me saying one thing about global comics, making that a big asterisk right now. If this works, I might show this to the team and be like, hey, I think this would be a really good way to make our PDFs for long form, for strip comics. Okay, end of statement about global comics. Because we have PDFs and you can sell PDFs on there. So I think it's a really good, interesting move for a pamphlet Yonkoma blend. Shouldn't be an issue. It's a pretty fascinating item, I think. I want to hold it in my hands and just really know what I'm looking at. Yeah, it requires the least reconfig because like it all fits. The flows. I just don't know if because what I'm worried about was that Weibo post. What I'm worried about is that I don't think your eyes naturally move like that. There it is. I don't think your eyes, right? When you're reading this, I don't think your eyes are going to go down and then go up again and go down. I don't think your brain does that. I don't think it does that when the images work like this. But maybe it does that in person a lot easier than I think it does. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, would you do this? Would you pay for this? Would you pay? Would you buy something like this? Like legitimately, not for novelty, but I mean like to have properly. You wouldn't pay for it. Why? I want to know why. I think you can get used to it. At the end, we got used to reading right to left in manga as Westerners. True, but I think that that came with a lot of like right to left still comes with a lot of publishing traditions that have not changed. You know what I mean? I'd buy. I guess yeah, but I mean, like if you wasn't interesting, if this was a normal book, like let's forget the novelty aspect. Does it have enough value on its own? I don't think this format works as a PDF, but also interested to see how it reads physically. You don't think so? Like, look, if in my brain, if it works physically, it works as a PDF. Am I wrong? Do you disagree? Am I losing something here? So maybe there's something I'm not seeing, but like in my brain, if it works as a physical format, it works as a PDF. Period. I can't imagine it working in one and not in the other. So there must, unless it's something I'm just not thinking about, because fair enough, I'm not thinking about it, but I would love someone to just really like punch me in the face with what I'm not seeing. You know, like I want to make sure I understand this. I still think people should be making manuscripts in book format and then panel stacking for web platforms. Okay, Hika, I agree with you. That's the strat. But like, if you're like a first time comic creator, you don't know any of that. And look, I'm making a video series to fix that, but it's not an easy task. I don't know. I don't think it's an easy enough task to just tell people to do. Though I never got used to that format yet, at least. There's a lot of people who read traditional comics would probably not like this format. True, I agree, but I think this is about seeing if it works. Because as a PDF, you're scrolling, the downward motion is already there, so it feel awkward to go up and down with the page. See, this is the thing, Magic. I don't scroll. Maybe it's because I'm a heathen. My PDF reading is left to right, no matter what. The only time I don't even try to scroll with um, webcomics because I have a few like downloaded, saved as PDF webcomics, and I just flip. I want the page flip on the phone on the tablet. I don't know. I don't scroll on my phone. At least I don't. Maybe I'm missing something though. You could just make the PDF one column. Very very true. Very very true. And it's probably the strategy most people would go for. I'm just saying like what my lived experience is. I think that's the problem. I think that's what I wasn't seeing there. It's a really good point there, Magic. Really really good point. Because I just wasn't seeing it because I was like I just scroll left to right. Why wouldn't anyone do that? Which I guess is the first problem, right? Like I'm just assuming we're all doing the same thing. I'm looking at this book so much, and like I don't even know what this comic is about. I think that's the worst part for me is I want to know what it's about because it's so novel to me. God. Like I'm doing a close up, a zoom in. Oh, you can sometimes the pages are split in a certain location, so you can just scroll left to right. That's what I do. And then when I scroll, it starts at the top. Sorry, no, it just does as a page. Sorry, and my phone screen is big enough that usually it can hold most of the page, and I just zoom in a little bit. My brain just does that easier. I think. Gosh, this is a well drawn comic, by the way. I'm not gonna. I just want to not undermine that. Forgetting the novelty, this is a very well drawn comic. Like even the box is so lovely. Like look at this. Look, the box comes with a sleeve because the comic is so long to stop it from like opening up and like falling in your bookshelf. Comes with a little sleeve that like also matches the design. That's really cool. I think these are signed copies. So I might be getting a signed copy of a comic from a random Chinese comic creator that I do not know. So, we're living. We're doing great, kids. Okay. Here's the question for me. Here's the question. Let's say you were the first person, like let's say you were published, you were about to be published as a webtoon creator, and your publisher comes up to you and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna print your comic like that," and you are the only one doing this in the English speaking world for the first time. What are your thoughts right now? Like, are you down with it? Are you okay with it? Are you gonna just be like, okay, let's go with it, or are you gonna like freak out because you think like he's gonna ruin it? You'd rather wait 8, 9, 10 months, reformat to the book, and just move on. It takes like a year, but you know what I mean. Oh, Rosie would be ecstatic. Why? Because it's novel? Because it's new? Because you'd be the first one? Like, feels less work for me. Honestly, fair enough. I don't know if I'd be that brave. I had to be the first. I'd want to be first so badly. I think it wouldn't work well since I read American comics, and that's what the width of a comic page, so I'd get confused. Oh, you mean the whole thing's the width of a comic page? Okay. I hope to see a prototype before I agree. Like, no, they just give you this. Like, they're like, oh, look, they send you that image. Like, these images we've seen, and they're like, that's what it's going to look like. And then they tell you the size is pretty standard. Like, it's like tall enough to be readable very well. But but it'd be a special edition. Okay. That's just because that's what I read first. Fair enough. Fair enough. This is what I'm wanting to know. It's like, what are we feeling? I think it depends on the artist. Perhaps some artists don't like their work touched. What is this drawn originally? Yeah, but like, I don't think any creator. I think when it comes to books, creators are for the first time in their lives. Every creator becomes a business person the moment it comes to books. Every time books come up on the docket, every creator I know suddenly becomes like, so you see the margin that we need to care about, and like you don't even know how to spell the word margin, man. Print comic on receipt tape, bro. This. Oh my god! Well, you trying to don't call this entire comic is just you just want a comic on like a CVS receipt, guys. That's what CVS should start doing with the back of their receipts. Once since they're so long, just print a whole comic on there. That would be such a good. That would be such a good ad, right? Like you do a run with CVS where the back of their receipt is just a comic strip in black and white. I would actually it would make me shop at CVS a lot more because especially if it's randomized, so I get different comics every time. Ooh, I would shop at CVS so much for a bit. I'm gonna be real with you, Rosie. You don't have hands as big as mine, so Don't worry, I'll be the test for you. I'll be the ultimate litmus test for you. The CVS comic has to become a thing. Dude, that'd be such a good ad campaign with CVS, right? Like, too risky, too much heat on the receipt and it turns black. Has anyone seen the video of someone ironing a receipt? Yeah, but like we can do it, Paris. Okay, it takes some engineering, but we can do it. It would be so cool. Okay. Think of the entirety of Misfit and Mako in black and white on the back of a CVS receipt. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I think once you've made it to the back of a CVS receipt, you made it. That's all I'm saying. You made it. No one can take that away from you now. You've hit some of the highest highs anyone could hit. Lol. Rosie saying that they're 6'1" short people. Imagine being so short. Couldn't be me. It's new format looks dope. Dude, I'm just saying, like, imagine going home to your family and being like, hey, gang, we go to CVS. My comic's on the back of the receipt. Come on. Come on. So cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm just old and I think the strangest things are cool. That seems really cool to me. So I'm gonna take my most serious things to get to the back. Look, you can create a test version. Just get a receipt printer, figure out how the printing works, and see if you can like do your negatives and your blacks and whites to make sure it shows up real good. Place their receipts. This is not the answer, kids. We don't need to do this. We just need to make our own at home. Dude, I would buy receipt comics from a creator who was like, "Oh, I drew some short comics and I printed them all on receipts using a receipt printer. If you want to buy them here." Yeah, man, I'm average. The thing is, that is short because I'm average height. I'm average height. It's just the truth. You can buy some really cheap printers from those cheap Chinese sites that print on receipts, basically. Yeah, and you just need to do like but you want high resolution, Kylie. If we want to do a receipt comic, we want high resolution. Hey, can I show you my comic? Unfurl a 100-foot long CVS receipt. Dude, that'd be so funny. That'd be so broken. Oh, oh my God. Ugh. I would pay so much good money for that. If any of you prints a CVS receipt comic, hit me up so I can buy it, okay? I'm not even kidding. I'm not even joking. I would like a CVS receipt comic. Thanks. This sounds like such a fun little thing. I'd put it in my collection. I'd have like I'd even roll it up tight. You just give them your entire comic and their receipt. You can have a coupon code in the comic. Yeah. Oh, that'd be such a dope marketing strategy. Hide a coupon code in the comic. This is CVS near me. Time for some larceny. Don't rob the CVS. No. Don't rob the CVS, please. Oh, kids these days and their CVSs and their horrible little crimes. I should say that I do not endorse you robbing your CVS. I should say that if you rob the CVS, though, I do think it's very funny. If you rob the CVS, I think it's very funny. I think it's absolutely hilarious. Yeah, they say CVS. Are we liking subtitles, by the way? I want the stream's ending soon, so I'm winding down a little bit. But are we liking subtitles? Are we liking that they're here? Subtitles, subtitles. I'm trying. I hope this is making it more accessible for people who are having trouble hearing everything I'm saying. I know it's not perfectly accurate, but I do my best. God, the ads. Ah, the ads. Let's rob a CVS. No, wait. I'm not. This is not endorsement. I just think it's funny. Okay, rob the CVS if you want to, but don't do it because I said it's cool. Take a little nap without a. Don't fall asleep. The kids hate me, man. Okay, yeah, I think I made it. I tried to make it phone friendly for the phone kids. I might just move it. Yeah, but I might move it. But I'm trying to make it phone friendly for the tablet people. You know, the goons and their mobile devices. Kids these days, am I right? Their tiny laptops, their mobile stations. Every young person is like that one kid in the. What do you mean you've been thrown in jail? It's like that one kid in the iPad advert that was like, "What's a laptop?" uh, I try to accommodate the goons. What do you mean? You know, guys, I put a lot of time into these, right? Don't fall asleep while I speak to you. This is important news. I mean, it's not right now, but it was important news at one point. God, y'all hate me. I tried. I tried. Yeah, my parents asleep voice. You know what? I'm when she leaves, I'm going to scream so loud, so goddamn loud. Like you guys are not gonna get a single second where I'm talking in a calm voice. Is drawing while I speak acceptable? Yes, drawing is acceptable. You're all artists. You're all goons. You can draw. Comic. These people are harassing me. Fall asleep on the rerun. Okay, yeah, you know what? Fine. Go click. If you're gonna at least fall asleep, at least go click on the playlist and then turn the entire playlist on and then just watch it continually so I can rack up them views. Make sure you put it on 2 times speed because it counts the watch time completely, even on 2 times speed. But I'm EP. What do you mean you're EP? What does that mean? God, young people. Try. Okay, can someone draw me a cow then since you're all apparently making art? Making art, but nobody's making me art. I swear to God, if you read the word EP again, I will bite you. I will do it. I will do it. Fine. Hand me the PayPals. Problem solved. Y'all acting like I won't pay for my art. Okay, now, no pun intended. To sleep. Thomas, you didn't betray me for the bed. I can't believe Thomas did that to me. This is goodbye. Oh, you're going to STCC. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're doing are you still doing the thing? Cat. 19 days for 18 pages. Cat, just like listen, Cat, I've got some advice for how to finish 18 pages in 19 days. I know exactly how you can do it. I can tell you right now the secret. Do you want to know? I'm being serious. 1000% serious. Okay. The secret cat is heroin. The secret is heroin. What do you mean that you can't take heroin? Just do it. It's medicine, man. I really built up to heroin. What do I think of live action One Piece? What do I think of live action One Piece? I think it looks terrible, but everyone seems happy with it, so whatever. I think One Piece is a product of bad project management. Product of bad project management. I think One Piece is a product of really poor project management. I've never actually liked it. I know people do, and I'm happy people are having fun, but I have never liked One Piece. Also, yeah, of course I'm fine with drugs, but you shouldn't rob a CVS. Duh. Just don't tell Kevin. I'll never tell him. Don't worry. Your secret's safe with me. Cat falls deep into a K hole. Me to Kevin, the boss. Hey, look, I think they're just like I think Cat's just like, watering the plants. It's about as good as you can make live action One Piece without changing the core. I guess. The CVS doesn't have drugs. CVS has medicine. Get your facts straight, bozo. It's a drugstore. No, it's a medicine store. Just because the Americans haven't learned what the word medicine means doesn't mean it's my problem. Problem is the fact that oh, just let live action One Piece live, guys. Let it live. It's not doing anything wrong to you. Let it live. Live action One Piece isn't gonna hurt you. I promise. It's a pharmacy. Thank you. It's a medicine store. A pharmacy. Wait, someone ping me in our channel on the Discord. Let me see. Oh, Kylie, that cow is incredible. I've never seen anything better than this cow in my entire life. I would sacrifice everything for this cow. I would give it all for him, her, it, them, they. It's beautiful. It's everything. Exquisite. I'm living. Oh, I should say, regarding the Webtoon ToS, I reached out to my contact. He never responded. So I'm gonna see how long before he does respond. Two, um, I'm really trying to work hard on getting the lawsuit video done, the Webtoon lawsuit video done. I managed my contact gave me some information around that, so I think it'll be really useful. It's taking a long time. I'm sorry. I'm doing a lot of work right now. Okay, and what else is there? Workshops are still coming. They're still coming. Money is being spent on them. They are still coming. If you would like to support this and every other comic journalist thing I do, Patreon, please. I actually would like the money. Um, we're not suing anyone. Webtoon was sued and then countersued. So there's a lot of story to tell you there that I would love to bring up that I think is very compelling and would be lovely to learn about. I'm trying to make it into a video instead of a live stream so it can be like 30 minutes to an hour max. It's just taking a long time to put everything together because some people, I have to wait for people to respond. I have to email people and see what they say to me. People tell me something and it kind of fills a hole, creates a new plot point to follow down. But so far, it's been pretty straightforward, all things considered. So yeah, we look forward to that. I'll tell you the story soon enough. It's fine. Nothing bad is going to happen yet. But it might be why we're also getting those really good arbitration rules. Okay. I really hope you guys will enjoy that whenever I can get it out. My entire office is done. Patrons, your video of me basically putting all my books away and talking to you is coming up. And also, Hey, guys, everybody who's on their tablets, get off your tablet right now. Get off your tablet. Look at the screen. I need you to all look. This is not me doing a bit. I rarely do this. This is really important. Like seriously. Okay? This is a seriously important thing I want to show you. And I need to show you something really important, something really interesting, something I've shown only a handful of people today. So, gang, I want to introduce you to something really important. Remember a few months ago, I told you I was working on a data application for Webtoon. I've been working on this data application for ages with my buddies, with my friends, Rolo and Senguin. When I say Senguin, that's a different person. Rolo and I can't say the other person's name because it's too identifiable. I just really want to show you something. So we've been using Jenny Toons' account to do stuff, and it's been great. But I want to show you two things, actually. I'm actually going to have to do a quick thing here where I make the watch party display capture the screen instead. Cool. So here, welcome everyone to Creator Studio for Webtoon, an in-progress plugin. It's not done, but I really want to show you something cool. I added Jenny's story with butterflies in her hair earlier to the database. Let's just give a quick look at the data it collected on Jenny's story. This is data that is from her comic. This is the day she created it. This is the number of days since she last updated. This is the number of the most frequent days she's updated in her entire history. These are her views. These don't all make sense, but we are trying to make it so you can understand these from her look. These are her likes. We were actually going to get rid of this entire thing, but we kept it. And we even have comment data. Jenny doesn't have enough people for us to get like a solid grasp of what we call our core pleth map, which is just like a country map. But, you know, we can collect that, is my point. And it works for all of her comics that we add, although it does take some time for the data to be added. So we can see every single comment. We can see every single view. We can even see, we can track like when they're happening. So these, I don't remember what this, I think this is the number of comments. This is the chapter. So for example, this is chapter 62 with 6 comments. But this is chapter 47 with 54 comments. And this is a violin graph that shows variance of comments over time, which is actually really relevant. On this one, this likes one is really cool. We love this one. So this is what we call the variance from average. Basically, we created what we do is we use all your data to create an average amount of likes. And we basically want it to be that most of your comics are average, a little below, or above average. When your comics are getting below average, it means that your number of likes, your engagement at the beginning is not being pushed to the end. This could be for a lot of reasons. But yeah, that's a thing. So yeah, I just wanted to show you we've done a lot. This couldn't have been done without the boys in the lab. The boys in the lab literally brought this alive. Now, I'm going to just tell you something real quick. This is probably going to be very under wraps release. Like I'm telling you about it, but I'm not going to tell you who's going to be using it for a while. And while we're using her account, she let us use it. We're only testing things on a private account that we own. We've not released anything. But if we do plan to release anything, right, I'm going to let you know that it's going to be incredibly low-key. And I'm using the language I'm using now for very specific reasons, so let me live. But it's going to be incredibly low-key until I'm very ready to do a really big launch. So if you want me to keep working on stuff like what you just saw, remember the Patreon for Webcomics Hub is still open, and we could really use your help there. So if you saw that, you want to tell your friends about it, that's really cool. And also thanks to Jenny for letting me use her account a bunch. Ah, okay. God, that took forever to get ready. It looks really good. It looks really good. The boys in the lab have been working their butts off. Um, our back end developer is losing his mind. We love him, but he's losing it. He's losing it fast because like we're having some issues. We've had a few issues getting everything to launch. We've had a ton of random bugs, a ton of weird race conditions, but nothing too bad. Nothing we can't handle. The boys in the lab are hard at work, but we definitely will need your support to be able to keep working on this as much as we are. So please remember, my Patreon isn't just for me and my videos. My Patreon is for every project I work on and every project the collective works on. And this is a Webcomics Hub collective owned project. So it's really important that we get supported for that. Okay, thanks. Here's your cat task. Here's your cat tax, and then I'm going to go to bed. Cat tax. Never say that I've never given you anything. What's this cat doing? What? Does she taste that bad? He like jumped on her, tasted her hand, and started going off. Oh, that's cute. Okay. I've been Nen. You've been awesome. And I'll see you, I don't know, next week. Probably next week. Woo. Boy, I'm tired. Tired. Why am I talking like an old Californian man? Also, remember, at kit underscore A5 is my GC account. Please reach out to me as a creator partner manager for anything you want to talk to me about regarding creators, okay? Never hesitate. Never hesitate. KKK. Goodbye. Ooh. Wow, 6'1" is short.